working on sit, stay today, and he's doing really well here, and Clear sends you all of his love. He misses you guys very much. Alright, so basically when we ask a dog to do a specific stay, sit, stay, down, stay, or even stand, stay, we want to make sure that we're very consistent in following through with those commands. So if you ask him to down, stay, perhaps he doesn't want to do it, we need to follow through. So it can take 5 minutes or possibly 10 minutes, making sure that he lays down and he stays. Now when we start off with the stay, we don't want to have the dog stay for a long time. And I will classify a long time as being 30 seconds. Because right in the very beginning, you want to make sure that they understand the concept. So, down, stay. You can have them stay, back away, 1, 2 steps, wait, go in and release them. And when you do, when you tell them good stay, or anything like that, whatever reward word that you want to use, that would mean that they are released. So they can get up, move around, or do whatever you would like them to do. Alright, so Mr. Bear, stay cool in the shade over here. Alright, so considering that, I'm not his owner, and I'm sure you guys have a really special bond, and affection is something that he really craves from you. But because I'm not his owner, I need to create some motivation. So I will be utilizing food. And when you do this at home, you can break it up with the food. You don't have to treat him every single time. You can give him affection, you can give him a toy or something. Just making sure that you always use those words like good or yes when he does a behavior that you really want him to continue. So for example, he sits down, as soon as his butt hits the ground, yes, or good. So at that point in time, he knows, hey, I did something that my owners wanted me to do, so I'm going to make sure that I can remember that and do it again. And when we do work on commands, we need to be very, very consistent. So he needs to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. But it doesn't have to be for a long time during the day. It can be 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening, increase that time period later, 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, 10 to 15 minutes in the evening, so on and so forth, but making sure that we're always working on it every day. Sit. Yes, good sit. Good sit, all right, so when he does follow through after I say yes or good, and he does sit down, I'm going to reinforce that command by saying good sit. And this would mean that the last thing that he hears in regards to the command is the word. So the reward word, good, and the command word, sit. Good sit. You there? Sit. Good. Okay, so now we're going to work on a sit stay. It's a very specific type of stay, and when we ask our dogs to sit stay, this would mean that they're not going to be in that position for a very long time. So when we think that maybe they're going to be in a stay position for, 5 minutes or so, definitely don't have them do a sit stay because they're probably going to lay down. So think ahead, if they're going to be there for a little bit, have them do a down stay or just a stay in general. And sit stay, I would practice it in the very beginning, just a few seconds, 5 seconds or so, go in, release him, good sit stay. So we want to understand right in the very beginning the words sit and the word stay. So instead of me going right into, stand, stay or something like that, we want to make sure that he understands both of those words individually. So as you can see, and I'm sure he knows sit. That's great. And now we're going to work on stay, making sure that he understands the concept of stay, and afterward we'll work on the specific command, sit, stay. Focus. No. Yes. So make sure he understands every word before you string some commands together. You can get really elaborate with your commands.
Oh shoot, Nicole. Nicole, I'll catch you tomorrow. Come back again.
No problem. Good, sit. Good. Stay. Stay. Good, stay. Good, stay. Good, stay. Stay. Alright. Very good. No. No. Sit. Good. Sit. Stay. Alright, so at this point in time, he sees someone, he's distracted. At this point, I want to make sure that I can have his visual attention. And when you notice that he's getting a little distracted, just like right now, don't try to pull him or prod him or anything like that. Maybe you can move him around a little bit when he starts easing out of that distraction, because you really don't want to get him excited about it. You want to make sure that, hey, you know, he can sit here while someone is doing something over there, and, you know, he won't get excited or bark or anything like that. But just wait it out. Good boy. All right, good boy. Sit. No. Yes. Sit, stay. Sit, stay. Good, sit, stay. Good. Okay, so as soon as I was able to go and give him those nice words, good, sit, stay, good boy, things like that, he knows that he's able to be released. He can get up and move around. And usually I would use a sit-stay for something like a crosswalk, for example. If you're going to go across the street and the light's taking a little bit longer, you really don't want Bear to be floating around in front of you or beside or behind you. This can be dangerous, as a car can come by and you know that, you know, maybe he has a 6-foot leash, maybe he goes to the end of the leash. He sees the love of his life over here. And she's leaving. He's so sad. Alright, anyway, but when you do have him in a situation where you need him to be close, that would be the correct point in time to utilize that sit-stay command. And of course, doing it over here, you know, we have a limited amount of distractions with the exception of a few dogs that come out and a few people that are around, but slowly bring him into environments where the distraction would be increasing. So for example, if you take him into Petco, that's a good place to start off. Early in the morning, they just open, maybe there's only like 1 or 2 people in there, that would be a good time to bring him in and practice. The smell of the place is overwhelming, and for a lot of dogs, however, if there's not a lot of distractions around, he will be more inclined to pay attention and do follow through with commands. So you take him into an environment, use baby steps. If you're not sure about how he's going to react, if you take him into Petco, or if you take him for a walk or something like that, try it in your house. Slowly graduate to going out, you know, down the street. Not a full-on walk, but just down the street. And also, there she goes. There she goes. So loving her. And also down the street, and then when you feel more comfortable, because the main thing is you, the owner, you want to make sure that you're comfortable and confident in handling Bear, and confident that he will be listening to you and paying attention to you. So definitely want to work on downstay. That one is a little bit more difficult. I know the sit-stay you think could be kind of a more advanced technique of stay, or version of stay. However, downstay you got a lot of stuff going on, the dog is probably going to stand up. So I'd love to work on that with him soon. But this has been Nicole here with Bear, working on Sit Stay. We'll see you later. Bye.